So good morning all. So in the last class we were discussing about curvilinear motion, and in the previous lectures we learned about rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, etc. Today we are going to study a special type of motion which is called as projectile motion. You might have studied this type of motion in your +1 physics. So what do you mean by projectile motion? When you throw a stone from here, it goes like this and it falls here, right? So it makes an angle theta and it goes to a height, say h, and it falls down. Okay, so what are the characteristics behind a projectile motion? So if we consider the motion in an xy plane, so what happens? Say we are applying, if we are throwing an object in an angle theta to the horizontal, okay, and it goes like this, and it falls down. Okay, so what are the characteristics? Okay, so if the initial velocity at which we throw this object is u, its x and y components become, this will be cos theta and this will be sin theta, right? And after that we need to find out the velocity at any of the point. This will be the velocity, its components will be, say alpha is the angle at that point, then v cos alpha and v sin alpha, and at that point what happens? There will be an initial force, that is gravity, which will be acting downwards. Okay, so at the point where it reaches the maximum height, after that at maximum height there will be no velocity. Okay, so and also there is no, this will be u cos theta. Okay, the maximum distance at which it travels is called range and it is denoted by x, and the maximum height that it travels is h. Okay, now what are the characteristics which we could write in its x and y axis? I will just explain it. See, in x axis ux, that means the initial velocity in x direction will be u cos theta, and acceleration at ax will be 0. Okay, uy, it's u sin theta, because in, see, acceleration, there is no acceleration in x direction. See, there is no acceleration, it is not accelerating in x direction, and the acceleration is only due to the gravity which is coming down. Okay, so similarly uy will be u sin theta, ay will be minus g. Why it is minus g? It is going down, the gravity is acting downwards, that's why. Okay, so as it hits the ground, displacement is equal to velocity into time, because this is a rectilinear motion, right? In x direction it is rectilinear motion, so we'll write displacement is equal to velocity into time. Now in case of y axis, as it hits the ground, y is equal to 0, because there is no vertical displacement as it hits the ground. Now if you need to find out the range x, the displacement will be ux into t, that of rectilinear motion equation. And here also if you see ut plus half at square, you will get, see here the range is ux into t. Okay, that means ux is u cos theta into 2u sin theta by g. Okay, time will be 2u sin theta by g from this equation. How this came? S is equal to ut plus half at square, here u sin theta into t minus 1 by 2 g t square. Both time are same. Okay, a is minus g here, that's why you have a minus 1 by 2 gt square. Okay, u sin theta is the initial velocity in y direction, t is t half a t square. See g, this is also capital. So from, if you solve this, you will get t is equal to 2u sin theta by g. That t you will substitute here, then you will get range as u square sine 2 theta by g. So at highest point, velocity due to y direction. So at highest point, y direction velocity will be 0. So for that, v square is equal to u square plus 2as, vy is 0, uy square minus 2gh. You will get height is equal to maximum height is u square sine square theta by 2g. So these equations you need to be ready. Okay. Similarly, t is equal to, so these are the three equations which are needed. Now displacement along x-axis, u cos theta into t, that you already know. From that you will write t is equal to x by u cos theta at any point. Okay. Displacement along y-axis, the same thing, u sin theta into t minus, this is what we already solved here, right? But this is for common. This is that in here, this is for some specific point, that maximum point or something like that. This is the x and y values, u cos theta into t, u sin theta t minus half gt square. Okay. Now you have a trajectory equation for a projectile, that is given as y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos theta. Okay. So this comes from the equation use ut plus half at square in case of a projectile motion. Okay. So these are the equation that has to be find out. And so now here maximum height vy is equal to 0, such that vy is equal to u plus at. When you go like this, that means we are going to find out at what time the body reaches its maximum height. For that, you apply in this equation, you will get t h is equal to u sin theta by g. So total time is 2u sin theta by g. Time will be 2th. Okay. So total time traveled for projectile motion will be twice the time that it travels its maximum height. That means maximum height th, again then th. You can understand the concept like that. Okay. So I am going here very fast because you might have studied all these things during your +1. Okay. So the main thing you need to know about these equations and the concept in this. Okay, we'll go and solve a problem. A particle is projected with a given velocity u at an angle of projection alpha from origin. It passes through 2 points, 15, 8 meter and 49 meter on its path. Find greatest height reached by particle and its range. See, a particle is projected at an initial velocity u, which is making an angle alpha with the x, and it passes through 2 points in x and y, 15, 8, say 49. So what will be the maximum height? Okay, that is what we need to know. So x1 is 15, x2 is 40, y1 is 8 and y2 is 9. Okay, we need to find out the maximum height and the range. Equation of trajectory is y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square. So you give the value of y1 and x1 here, again y2 and x2 here. Okay, x1, y1 separately, you will get these two equations, and from there you find out, you will be having two equations like this. Okay, so what happens, in order to cancel one term, I multiplied this term into 40 square and here it's 15 square. So what happens, I will get a value 10775 is equal to 1500 tan alpha. Tan alpha is 35.69 and u is 24.55, and from there you apply the equation for maximum height, u square sine square theta by 2g. You will get the value of 10.46 meter, and range is u square sine 2 theta by g. Apply this equation, x is 58.28 meter. Okay, and one more problem. A cricket ball thrown by a fielder from a height of 2 meter at an angle of 30 degree to horizontal with initial velocity of 20 meter per second hits the wickets at a height of 0.5 meter from the ground. How far was the field from the wickets? So see, a boy which is 2 meter height, he throws a ball with an initial velocity of 20 meter per second and it hits the wicket which is 0.5 meter from the ground. Okay, so here this is the u cos theta, u sin theta, height is 2 meter, u is 20 meter per second, alpha is 30. At the end of flight, see, at the end of flight, when it hits, it is minus 1.5. Okay, from here, if you draw the axis, it is going down minus 1.5 meter. Okay, now apply these things. U is u sin theta 30 and minus g. Apply this, y is minus 1.5, 20 sin 30 t, you will get time, and range will be u cos theta into t, you will get the range. Okay, so these are some 2 problems regarding projectile motion. So with this, we'll wind up this module. We'll go to the next module, which is discussing about the rotational motion and simple harmonic motion, etc. Okay, hope that you're following this. I have taken this in a speedy way, since you might have studied this, you already know this concept in your +1 physics itself. Okay, thank you.